Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Apple Watch Series 10. And this is the message that I got with it. Watch only shows symbol of charger with a red lightning bolt. And only one on the charger. I've tried multiple chargers, left it on a charger for extended periods. This began after doing laps in the pool for 20 minutes with the water lock turned on prior to entering the pool. The watch is 13 months old at the time. 1 month after expiration of manufacturer's warranty. So it sounds like this is water damaged. And to be honest, even if it was under the year warranty, from my understanding, that is not covered. That being said, let's open it up and see if we can fix it. So this is an Apple Watch Series 10, 46mm. The titanium case, sapphire crystal, GPS and LTE. Supposed to be water resistant up to 50 meters. To be opening it, I'm going to be using this curved screen disassembler tool. And given that this is a sapphire, the gap is even smaller, so I have filed the edge of this to be even thinner so that I can slide it into the gap here and push it down. I'm going to use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to help it go down into that gap, along with a piece of plastic. This is an OCA protector, which I can wedge down inside to help it break up the adhesive. And then with enough persuasion, we can get the plastic under there and start to slice around the edge. And then we can finally start to see some separation there. We'll work around all the sides until the screen pops off. If you go in too deep with even this plastic, you could potentially harm the flex cables for the display. You got to be careful and not drop the watch. And then we'll lift it up a little bit to reveal those little flex cables. I'm going to add some isopropyl alcohol under them, and that'll help release the adhesive that holds it down. And we can get our first look inside, and we can definitely see some evidence of water damage right there. There's a little bit right there under the connector. I see a little bit of evidence down in that corner next to the battery. On top of the battery here, a little bit. So I don't know how flooded this got. We'll add some more isopropyl alcohol and carefully, without tugging on the cables from the motherboard, we'll slowly peel this off. Adding more alcohol along the way. And that'll get us to the point where we can flip up the flaps and disconnect the connectors. We gently get under the sticker there, pull it back. Same on this side, we'll flip up the flaps and then gently pull out those. And we can see some corrosion on the flex cable there, which means the inside of the ZIF connector also might have issues. So this is stuff we can address. Let's take a look at the rest of the watch. We've got some corrosion there on that connector for the battery. Let's start by taking off the bracket for the battery connector. And it looks like the battery connector completely corroded off. It's no longer there. It's down inside the other connector. So that would explain why it would stay at just the red lightning symbol, as in the watch is trying to charge, but it's not. And even the little antenna there corroded off. The speaker, you can see a ton of rust on the inside there. All right, let's go ahead and pop out the battery real quick. I'm just going to use the back of my tweezers here for a little bit of tension. We'll add some drops of isopropyl alcohol under to help loosen up the adhesive. And we'll slowly and gently pry on it, giving it a little bit of tension. And that should allow it to start to separate and come out without wrinkling too much. There we go. Battery is out. Looks like we got a little bit of evidence down under the Taptic engine and the main board battery flex with the battery connector inside of it. We'll lift off with the Taptic engine, and to help start breaking up that corrosion, I'm going to add a drop of isopropyl alcohol. All right, after taking out the 3 screws for the Taptic engine as well, we can gently lift it up. I'm going to add a drop of isopropyl alcohol to the speaker flex and separate it so we can lift the Taptic engine all the way. And then we'll peel back the sticker for the little ZIF connector. And out comes the Taptic engine. It's got quite a bit of corrosion on it. So who knows what the inside looks like. It's like we've got quite a bit of corrosion around the speaker connector. Let's peel up the sticker. And yeah, right under that connector, Tons of corrosion. You can see how dark that flex got there. Let's quickly take out the speaker, because I think that's the culprit. I think that's where the water went in. It went in through the speaker. Look at that, the metal just sheared away. And out comes the speaker. You can see that it either came into the microphone or the speaker slot, but it got fairly rusted pretty quick. Yeah, that definitely doesn't look good. This connector's got quite a bit of corrosion on it, so I'm going to let it soak a few times with alcohol before I try to do anything. Alright, so let's turn our attention to the power button. Take out that bracket. We'll disconnect everything. Alright, so in order to get the motherboard out, we have to basically get all of these flex cables up, including this teeny one right here for the microphone. We'll pull back that sticker, flip out the little flap. Looks like it's held down with some adhesive. So we'll add some isopropyl alcohol under it and lift it up so we can slide it out. There's a weird spacer here on this flex cable that's going to prevent it from moving where I need it. So I'm just going to pull it off real quick. Now that flex cable will fold out of the way. That one's out of the way. Alright, now the goal hopefully is to pop up this connector without it popping the one off the motherboard. And of course, it does not want to. It's just too corroded. And if anything, this is a good teardown video. We'll take out the screws for the brackets that hold down the motherboard. And all of the stickers cover on the side are covering up the screws. But if you know where they are, you can just simply poke into the sticker with the screwdriver and back the screws out. And that bracket will come off. And then theoretically, the motherboard should be free now. So let's go ahead and pop it up. I think the corrosion is holding on to it, so I'm going to add a little bit of isopropyl there. Alright, and we're popping up. And it looks like the water did make it below, but more cosmetic than anything, as far as I can tell. You can see all of the rust down there, the discoloration, the corrosion, oxidation. The charging unit is completely intact. The connector was not touched, which is great. Evidence of where the liquid was here. We've got a few repairs if we want to fix this. That antenna needs to be fixed. This connector needs to be attended to. There's some surface corrosion that can be cleaned. Rust needs to be cleaned. This can get a nice little cleaning. It might be possible to salvage the battery. And there we have the Apple Watch torn down. We could go a little bit further and remove the power button, the microphone, and even the crown, but that requires a special tool, a wrench to get in there. There's a little nut in there that if you get the wrench on, you'll be able to then wind off the crown, and then this will come off. We could separate the back glass from the frame. Otherwise, this is a full teardown. Bunch of little screws and bracket to keep in order. What do you think? Is this fixable?